The livestream already had 12,000 viewers when Marcus Wellington burst through security. That's him. Someone shouted. The billionaire who denied his black maid's baby. In the NICU, machines screamed. The infant, barely 5 pounds, had heterochromia so distinctive that Dr. Chen dropped her clipboard. 1 sapphire eye, 1 emerald. The rarest genetic marker on Earth. Jesus Christ, Marcus's mother gasped, her phone clattering down. The Wellington curse. Once every generation. Your father had those exact eyes. These black stories, these touching stories that sound impossible. Sometimes DNA writes them better than fiction. 8 months ago, Marcus had live-streamed Amara Johnson's humiliation himself. Threw $500 at her feet. For the abortion gold digger. 2 million views. 3 death threats she received. Now Amara coded on table 3. Their son's eyes held proof no money could bury. Ever witnessed genetic justice destroy a billionaire's lie in real time? 8 months earlier, Amara Johnson entered through the Wellington Estate's service door, as she had every morning for 5 years. The front entrance, that was for humans, not help. February 14th, Valentine's Day. Victoria Wellington's 7th IVF attempt in Switzerland. Cost $180,000. The estate's security system, all 16. Cameras went offline at 11 p.m. Marcus had paid the security tech $5,000 cash for a maintenance window. But Marcus didn't know the nanny-cam in the kitchens. Fake Fern was still recording. Destiny Williams had hidden it there in 2021 before signing her NDA, a final insurance policy she'd passed to Amara. Just in case, she'd whispered. He likes Valentine's Day. Biswetnina Amara was sanitizing counters, earbuds playing her mother's favorite hymn from Jamaica. Marcus's hand pulled them out. 5 years, he said, bourbon thick on his tongue. You've been here 5 years. Perfect reviews. Thank you, Mr. Wellington. She stepped backward. The kitchen island blocked her retreat. My wife spent $4 million on IVF. Her eggs are dead. His fingers found her collar. But you're 28, healthy. Your body works. Sir, please, your mother needs dialysis. 30,000 would save her life. I could Venmo that right now. His phone appeared. Or I could call ICE. She's overstayed her visa by 6 years, hasn't she? These black stories, these real-life stories of power and terror, they happen in kitchens where nobody hears you scream. I just need my job, Amara whispered. Exactly. His breathing quickened. How you need this job? The microwave clock burned green. 2:17 became 2:28. 11 minutes that Amara would relive every night for months. When it ended, Marcus tossed $2,000 on her body. Prenatal vitamins. Start immediately. The nanny-cam captured everything. Audio and video. Marcus adjusting his robe. Amara curled on cold tile. Evidence that would matter later. She didn't report it. Who believes the maid? Marcus Wellington's companies employed 47,000 people. She cleaned his toilets for $32,000 a year. March 28th. Morning sickness during silver polishing. Maria, head housekeeper for 18 years, who'd held Amara at her own daughter's funeral, found her vomiting. Mia, no. Please, no. The pregnancy test showed immediate positive. Maria sobbed harder than Amara. It's his. February 14th. Maria's face transformed. Keisha, 2019, paid $50,000 to disappear. Destiny, 2021, $100,000 an NDA. Fatima, 2018. She killed herself, Amara, after he... Maria stopped. But you're pregnant. That changes everything. Week 10. Amara knocked on Marcus's study door. He was signing acquisition papers worth $2.3 billion. I'm pregnant. It's yours. February 14th. His Mont Blanc pen paused. Then laughter. Theatrical, practiced. He hit the intercom. All staff to the main foyer. Emergency meeting now. 14 employees assembled. Security, housekeepers, gardeners, drivers. Marcus descended marble stairs like Caesar entering the Colosseum. Ms. Johnson claims I fathered her child. Beat. This is the 4th false accusation in 5 years. They always claim rape, always demand money, always threaten media exposure. That's not, Amara started. February 14th, I was in Greenwich. Board meeting about the Singapore acquisition. 3 witnesses. He pulled out his phone. Dr. Morrison, schedule a DNA test immediately. Morrison had already received $50,000 to falsify results. Amara didn't know. Furthermore, we've discovered Ms. Johnson has been stealing. Silver, crystal, even Victoria's jewelry. Lies. Security found evidence in her locker. Estimated value $12,000. James, security chief, looked confused. Sir, I haven't... You found it yesterday, James, remember? Marcus's tone carried weight. Connecticut theft over $10,000 is a Class B felony. 5 years minimum, but I never... Amara protested. Your fingerprints are on the missing items. They're in your locker. Your browser history shows searches for Wellington family worth and Connecticut paternity law. He pulled $500 from his wallet, threw it at her feet. Bills scattered across marble. For the abortion. Or keep it and claim someone else is the father. Your choice. Maria stepped forward. Mr. Wellington, this is wrong. Maria, you retire today. Full pension plus $50,000 bonus if you leave now. Nothing if you speak. Your husband's cancer treatment costs how much monthly? $7,000. Maria looked at Amara, the girl she'd trained, mentored, loved like family. Then looked away. $7,000 a month. No insurance without the job. 10 minutes, Marcus announced. Leave or I call police. And Amara. Your mother's deportation papers are one phone call away. Security camera footage, carefully edited, would show Amara gathering money from the floor while sobbing. Marcus made sure that angle survived. The kitchen footage stayed deleted. He didn't know about the nanny-cam. As Amara walked out, phone hidden in her pocket recorded everything. Marcus's final words to the staff. Anyone who contacts her is terminated. Anyone who believes her joins her in poverty. Clear? Silence. These touching stories of survival begin with witnessed humiliation. These life stories unfold in service entrances and staff bathrooms where power shows its teeth. But Amara touched her stomach as she passed through those doors one last time. Your daddy thinks he's God, she whispered. But even God answers to DNA. The eviction notice would come in 3 days. The positive pregnancy test from an independent lab in 7. The DNA test Marcus would falsify in 10. The nanny-cam footage she'd discover in 14 day 3, the eviction. The notice arrived at dawn. Not 30 days, 72 hours. Emergency eviction for suspected criminal activity. Amara's landlord, Mr. Chen, was shaking. Wellington Industries bought the building overnight. $3 million cash. I had no choice. Mr. Chen, you've known me 3 years. They have photos. You supposedly stealing from their mansion. It's fake, I know, but he handed her an envelope. $5,000. It's all I can spare. Run, child. These black stories always follow the same pattern. Power crushes truth until truth finds a weapon. Day 7. The rig test Morrison's clinic reeked of bleach and lies. Marcus arrived with 4 lawyers and a documentary crew. We're filming for transparency, he announced. The truth needs witnesses. Dr. Morrison swabbed Marcus's cheek ceremoniously, sealed it in bag A, then swabbed Amara, bag B, what the cameras didn't catch. Morrison palming bag B, replacing it with bag C, a random male sample from the lab. The real bag B went into the incinerator. 10 days for results, Morrison announced. Court admissible. Amara touched her belly. 4 weeks along. Morning sickness so severe she'd lost 8 pounds. My baby needs a father's medical history. Your baby, Marcus said loudly for the cameras, has a father. Just not me. Day 14, the discovery packing her dead grandmother's Bible. Amara found Destiny's note tucked in Psalms. Check the kitchen fern. Valentine's Day 2021. I left you protection. The nanny-cam was still there, still recording. Password, Justice 2021, February 14th, 2024. 2:17 a.m. Everything. His hands. Her struggles. His words, your mother's visa expired. One call to ICE. The assault. The money thrown on her body. Prenatal vitamins. Start immediately. Amara uploaded it to 7 cloud services, emailed it to 20 addresses, saved it on 10 USBs. Then she called Jennifer Kim, the only lawyer who'd answer. This is rape on video, Jennifer gasped. But Marcus will claim consensual. Unless what? We let him perjure himself first. When the DNA test comes back negative, he'll swear under oath. Then we destroy him. Day 17, the perjury Morrison called a press conference. CNN, Fox, MSNBC, all present. Marcus wanted maximum exposure. 0% probability, Morrison announced. Mr. Wellington is excluded as the biological father. Marcus took the podium. I have never ever touched Ms. Johnson. This DNA test proves she's a predator, targeting wealthy families. He raised his right hand. I swear under penalty of perjury, I have never had intimate contact with this woman. Watching from the homeless shelter, Amara smiled. Thank you for the sworn testimony, Marcus. Day 31, rock bottom. Amara's belongings were on the sidewalk by noon. 38 degrees, freezing rain, 7 months pregnant, showing clearly now. The shelter was full. Try Penn Station, they said. She sat on her suitcase counting money. $2,100 left. The baby kicked. These real-life stories of survival happen in train stations where pregnant women sleep sitting up. Her phone buzzed. 300 notifications. The website Amara Johnson Exposed had launched. Photoshopped escort ads, fake arrest records, fabricated testimony from former victims of her schemes. Death threats poured in. Kill yourself. Gold digger. We know where your mother lives in Jamaica. Your baby should die. Then, at 2 a.m., a figure in designer clothes approached. Day 31. Night. Victoria's betrayal. Get in the car, Victoria Wellington said. Now. The Bentley smelled like leather and rage. Victoria's eyes were red, mascara streaked. I hired investigators. Found Marcus's videos. 15 women in 10 years. All minorities, all poor. You're the first pregnancy. She handed Amara a USB. Everything's there. Including Morrison's bribery proof. Why help me? Because I'm 43. 7 IVFs failed. $4 million. While he was raping the help. Victoria's voice cracked. But also because I need you to destroy him before my divorce filing. If he goes down for rape, the prenup is void. I get everything. So I'm your weapon. We're each other's weapons. Victoria gave her a keycard and a phone. Tomorrow Marcus flies to Singapore. His office computer has more evidence. Videos he thinks are deleted. That's breaking and entering. Not if I, the legal wife, invited you. I'll make sure security is moody distracted. Day 35, the evidence heist, 3 a.m. Amara entered Marcus's home office using Victoria's key. Her 7-month belly made moving difficult. Password. Victoria had written it. Daddy Money 1947. The folder labeled Insurance Policies contained horrors. Keisha 2019 mics. Assault Recording. MP4 Destiny 2021 Zao. Surveillance. MP4 Fatima 2018 Final Video. MP4 recorded the day she died. Morrison bribery confirmation. PDF Judge Patterson payment $500K. PDF 17 women total. 3 suicides, all covered up. Downloading everything, Amara knocked over a crystal award. It shattered. Security breach in study. The alarm screamed. She grabbed the USBs and ran. 7 months pregnant, running down marble stairs. Security lights blazing. Dogs barking. The garden gate, Victoria had left it open. Amara dove through as security rounded the corner. Day 60. Media blackout. Jennifer Kim tried everyone. CNN. Wellington spends $30 million in ads. Fox. Legal won't clear it. MSNBC. No comment. But TikTok found it. A 19-year-old named Jasmine with 2 million followers posted the nanny-cam clip. Billionaire caught on camera. 6 hours, 20 million views. 12 hours, 50 million views. Wellington rapist trending globally. Marcus's lawyers sent cease and desist orders. TikTok removed it. Jasmine posted again. And again. Others joined. The video became Hydra. Cut 1 down, 3 appeared. Day 88, medical crisis. Amara collapsed at the shelter. Blood pressure 200-120. Severe preeclampsia. She needs immediate delivery, the doctor said, or both die. I'm only 32 weeks. Your baby has better chances in NICU than in a dying mother. Room 314, the same hospital where Marcus donated a wing. Where Victoria was a board member. Where everything would collide. Marcus arrived within an hour with lawyers and documents. $5 million. Sign now, the baby goes to adoption. Amara was recording under her blanket. Like Fatima's baby? Marcus froze. What? Fatima was pregnant when she died. Your baby. Fatima was a whore who... He stopped. Saw her hand position. Recording won't save you. You're dying. Sign or rot. Sir. Security burst in. Twitter's exploding. Someone leaked everything. The Morrison bribes. The judge payments. 17 women. It's everywhere. Marcus's phone erupted. Board members, FBI, his mother. Then the screens in the room, all of them, suddenly showed the same thing. The nanny-cam footage, playing on every television in the hospital. Victoria's doing. She controlled the hospital's digital systems. My water broke, Amara gasped. Marcus ran. These life stories, these touching stories of justice, sometimes they arrive with perfect timing. The operating room was ready. The baby was coming, and outside FBI agents were pulling into the hospital parking lot. Operating room 7. Emergency C-section. She's coding, Dr. Sarah Chen shouted as Amara's heart monitor flatlined. Get that baby out now. The live stream had started accidentally. A nursing student forgot to turn off her phone after documenting rounds. Now 20,000 people watched a woman die giving birth to a billionaire's denied baby. No heartbeat. 30 seconds, someone counted. Dr. Chen cut, pulled. A tiny body emerged, limp and grey. Baby's not breathing. NICU stat. 2 teams worked simultaneously, one shocking Amara's heart, one compressing a chest smaller than an iPhone. Come on, Mama, Nurse Patricia whispered. Your baby needs you. 40 seconds, 50. The livestream comments exploded. Is this the Wellington Maid? Oh my God, she's dying. The baby's not crying then. 2 miracles at once. Amara's heart restarted. The baby gasped. We got them both, Dr. Chen announced. The nursing student grabbed her phone to stop recording, but her hand froze. The overhead surgical light caught the baby's face as they lifted him. His eyes opened, one sapphire blue, one emerald green. Holy Mother of... The student's phone shook. Are those the Wellington curse? Patricia gasped, loud enough for the live stream. I delivered Marcus 40 years ago. His father had those exact eyes. You can't fake this. It's chromosomal. The live stream exploded. Screenshot captured. Shared. Reshared. Medstudent 2024. The baby has Wellington eyes. The billionaire lied. 50,000 viewers. 100,000. 500,000. NICU. 418. AM. The baby lay in an incubator, while the internet lost its collective mind. Wellington eyes hit trending in 6 minutes, fastest in Twitter history. Dr. Morrison arrived panicked, Marcus having called screaming, "Fix this!" Morrison approached the incubator with an ophthalmoscope, hands trembling. The eyes stared back, impossible, unmistakable, undeniable. The PAX3 gene mutation that appeared once per generation in Wellington men, documented in medical journals since 1847. His phone buzzed. Marcus. Say it's fake. Contacts die, anything. Morrison looked at the baby. At Amara being wheeled past, unconscious but alive. At his own hands that had taken 50,000 to falsify DNA. He pulled out his phone. Hit record. Tagged FBI, CNN, DOJ. I'm Dr. Morrison. Marcus Wellington paid me 50,000 to falsify DNA results. The real test would show him as the father. These eyes, he turned the camera to the incubator, are the Wellington hereditary heterochromia. Impossible to fake. I'm willing to testify. Send. His career ended with that click. His soul perhaps was saved. The matriarch's arrival, 5:45 Eleanor Wellington hadn't run since 1987. At 87, she ran now, down hospital corridors, past security, her cane forgotten. She'd seen the live stream from her penthouse. Her husband's eyes, her family's curse, the truth. She burst into the NICU like an avenging angel in Chanel. Through the incubator glass, the baby's eyes found hers. The same eyes that had gazed at her on her wedding day in 1964. The same eyes that closed when her husband died in 1992. My God, she breathed. Then louder, Marcus! Her son appeared, disheveled, panicked, his lawyer beside him. Mother, listen, she slapped him. The sound cracked like a gunshot. A nurse was recording. The slap would get 60 million views. You raped that girl. You denied a Wellington heir. You destroyed your father's legacy for your sick pleasure. The eyes could be... What? Fake? Eleanor laughed bitterly. I've stared at those eyes for 60 years. Your father. His father. His father's father. Back to 1789, when Thomas Wellington first showed them. She pulled out her phone, showing a painting. Look, look! The portrait from 1847. A Wellington ancestor with the same heterochromatic eyes. The board meeting is in 10 minutes, she said. Video conference. You're done. Board meeting, 6 a.m. 12 board members on 12 screens. Eleanor at the head, the NICU visible behind her. The baby's incubator in frame. Motion to remove Marcus Wellington as CEO, Eleanor announced. Mother, you can't. I own 51%. I can and I will. She turned the laptop toward the incubator. This child has the Wellington eyes. My grandson. Denied by his father. Board member Charles Grant spoke. The live stream has 90 million views. Our stock dropped 40% at pre-market. Wellington Industries is trending with Ragan rapist CEO. I call for vote, Eleanor said. All in favor? 12 hands raised. Marcus Wellington, you're terminated. Security will escort you out. Marcus grabbed the laptop. You'll regret this. All of you. The FBI agents who'd been waiting outside entered. Actually, Mr. Wellington, you're under arrest. The arrest, 6:30 a.m. They cuffed him in front of the NICU window. His son's heterochromatic eyes visible behind him. A photographer would win a Pulitzer for that shot. Genetic justice witnessed by impossible eyes. Marcus Wellington, you're under arrest for sexual assault, bribery, obstruction of justice. I want my lawyer. Your law firm dropped you 20 minutes ago. Something about the Morrison confession and 17 women coming forward. As they led him past the nursery, Marcus stopped, stared at his son. Those eyes stared back, unblinking, knowing, judging. It's not possible, he whispered. Genetics doesn't lie, the agent said. Unlike billionaires, Amara wakes, room 314, 8 a.m. Voices, machines beeping. Pain everywhere, but mostly her heart. Was her baby alive? Your son is beautiful, an elderly voice said. Amara's eyes focused. Eleanor Wellington sat beside her bed, holding an iPad showing NICU footage. 5 pounds, 3 ounces. The Wellington eyes. Eleanor's voice broke. My husband's exact eyes. Is he okay? He's perfect. And he's going to inherit everything. Eleanor placed legal documents on the bedside table. I've already filed. Full Wellington heir status. The trust fund, 500 million, activates immediately. I don't want. It's not about want. It's about justice. These real-life stories demand justice. Eleanor showed her phone. Marcus was arrested. Morrison confessed. 17 women have come forward. On the screen a video played, the baby's eyes, the live stream that changed everything. Your son's eyes did what lawyers couldn't, Eleanor said. They told the truth. Victoria's press conference, day 2 Victoria Wellington, stood before 50 reporters, wedding ring conspicuously absent. I knew, she said simply. About the women. The assaults. I was complicit in my silence, gasps from the crowd, but I was also a victim. Psychological, financial, sexual abuse throughout our marriage. She held up a USB. This contains recordings. Marcus admitting to the assaults. Laughing about them. I'm providing everything to the FBI. Mrs. Wellington, what about the baby? That child is a Wellington. His eyes prove what Marcus denied. I'm establishing a $100 million trust for him and his mother. Off camera, she texted Amara. We both survived him. Now we thrive. The other women... Week 1 they came forward like floodwaters breaking a dam. Keisha. 2019, he said no one would believe the Black Maid. Destiny. 2021, the NDA felt like a cage. Maria, 2016. I was 17, a summer intern. Fatima's sister. She was pregnant when she died. His baby. Each story identical. Each woman of color. Each poor. Each threatened. But now they had something they'd never had. Proof that Marcus lied. The baby's eyes were their vindication. CNN's special report. The eyes of justice. How one baby's genetics exposed a serial predator. The medical marvel, week 2 Johns. Hopkins geneticists arrived with equipment worth millions. The heterochromia was unprecedented in its perfection. This specific mutation, Dr. James Chen explained to assembled media, occurs in 0.01% of births. In the Wellington family, it's documented for 300 years. Always males. Always once per generation. Always triggered by extreme circumstances. He showed slides, DNA charts, chromosomal maps. This baby's eyes are, scientifically speaking, a genetic fingerprint. More unique than DNA. Impossible to replicate. These black stories, these touching stories that seem fictional. Science just proved them true. The paper would be published in Nature, New England Journal of Medicine and Science simultaneously. Title, Genetic Justice, The Wellington Heterochromia Case. Marcus's Downfall, Week 3 from Rikers Island, Marcus gave one interview to Fox News, thinking they'd sympathize. The eyes are fake. Contact lenses, CGI, deepfake. The interviewer held up medical reports. 12 geneticists confirmed. They're lying. The live stream from the OR, staged. Your own mother. Marcus walked out. The clip went viral as Billionaire's breakdown. His commissary account had 12 cents. His cellmate was in for killing his employer. Marcus didn't sleep for weeks. The sentencing, month 3. Marcus Wellington, the judge announced, you're sentenced to 30 years, no parole for 20. You'll pay $2 billion in restitution to your victims. From defendant's table, Marcus screamed, the eyes are fake. The judge held up a photo of the baby. These eyes, Mr. Wellington, are the truth you couldn't buy, couldn't bury, couldn't bribe away. They're your son's genetic testimony against you. David's first word. Month 8 in the Wellington estate nursery. Amara and David lived there now, Eleanor insisted. The baby played with blocks. His eyes caught sunlight, one blue like sky, one green like sea. Eleanor, now dying of cancer but peaceful, watched from her wheelchair. Ma, David said suddenly. His first word, then he turned to Eleanor. Ga. Grandma, Eleanor whispered, tears flowing. Yes, baby. I'm your grandma. She died that night holding him. Her will left everything to David and Amara. $6 billion. The entire Wellington empire. Let the eyes that expose the darkness, she wrote, build something in the light. These life stories, these real-life stories of impossible justice, sometimes they're written in DNA, witnessed by millions, and proven by eyes that cannot lie. Wellington Industries boardroom, emergency shareholders meeting, 3,000 shareholders on Zoom, 200 in person. Every financial network live. The Wall Street Journal called it Corporate America's Me Too Reckoning. Amara entered carrying David, his heterochromatic eyes visible to every camera. The room fell silent. A maid entering through the front door. Not the service entrance. Eleanor Wellington, dying of cancer but radiating power, struck her gavel. We're here because my son is a serial rapist whose crimes threaten this company's existence. Ms. Johnson controls my proxy. That's 51%. Respect her or leave. Harrison Blake, lead independent director, stood. This is insane. She's just a what? Amara interrupted, setting David's carrier on the mahogany table. A maid, a victim, a black woman who shouldn't be here. She pulled out a laptop. Let me show you who I really am. The evidence bomb on screen. Wellington Industries internal emails, obtained through discovery. From Marcus Wellington. To executive team subject, the lifestyle. The help should be grateful. Blake knows what I mean. Johnson tonight, young, clean, fertile. From Harrison Blake. Reply the lifestyle. Save some for the rest of us. The black ones don't report. Gasps throughout the room. I have 18,000 emails, Amara said calmly. Your lifestyle club included 43 executives across 16 companies. The FBI has copies. Blake went pale. Those are privileged. Not anymore. FBI Director James Crawford appeared on screen via satellite. Operation Wellington uncovered the largest executive sexual trafficking ring in history. Mr. Blake, you're under indictment. Blake ran for the door. Security waited outside. The arrest was live-streamed by everyone, the Amara Protocol presentation. Now, Amara said, let's fix this company. The screen showed comprehensive reforms, immediate changes, 500 Mamara's Victim Compensation Fund, no NDAs, full medical coverage, blockchain-protected assault reporting, AI-monitored cameras in all offices, monthly polygraphs for executives, structural reforms, minimum salary, $75,000, 50%. Board seats to employees 25%, to survivor advocacy groups, CEO pay capped, at 20x lowest worker mandatory consent training quarterly. The David Doctrine, named for her son, whose eyes revealed Truth 100 Nanomano's annual fund for assault survivors. Children full education through doctorate, guaranteed employment at graduation, mental health support lifetime. This is financial suicide, shouted Thomas Whitman, representing hedge funds. Amara clicked. New slide. McKinsey analysis. Implementation costs, $500 million. Current lawsuit exposure, $3.8 billion. Savings, $3.3 billion. Plus ethical companies show 23% higher returns. Harvard Business School confirmed. David chose that moment to make his first public sound, a laugh. Clear, bright, impossible to ignore. His eyes sparkled at the cameras. The room softened. Even billionaires couldn't resist a baby's laugh. The hidden credentials. You think I'm unqualified? Amara asked. Let me clarify. Her transcripts appeared on screen. Yale Online Bachelor's in Economics. 4.0 GPA Coursera. Corporate Law Certificate. Stanford MIT OpenCourseWare. Financial Analysis Harvard Extension accepted. Law program I studied while scrubbing your toilets. Took exams between laundry loads. Your boy Marcus never noticed because he never saw me as human. But I watched, learned, documented. She pulled out a journal. 5 years of observations. Every meeting I overheard. Every deal discussed over champagne while I served. I know this company better than anyone. Victoria's intervention, Victoria Wellington entered uninvited, followed by her legal team. I own 30% post-divorce, she announced. I vote for everything Amara proposes. You enabled Marcus. Someone shouted, yes, my silence was complicity. Victoria placed a cashier's check on the table. 300 million. Personal funds. For victims. She approached David's carrier. The baby's eyes tracked her movement. May I? She asked Amara. Amara nodded. Victoria lifted David carefully. His tiny hand grasped her diamond necklace, worth more than houses. Your son's eyes, Victoria said loudly, proved what I was too cowardly to reveal. These real-life stories of justice sometimes need innocent eyes to show us our guilt. She handed David back, then did something unexpected. She bowed. To Amara. On livestream. I'm sorry, deeply, forever. The institutional investor Revolt California Teachers Pension stood. We control 12%. We demand the Amara Protocol. New York firefighters, 8%. Full support. Texas municipal workers, 6%. Complete endorsement. International investors joined by Video Norway Sovereign Fund, 5%. Protocol or we divest. Japanese Pension Service, the 4%. Full backing. EU Social Fund, 3%. Total agreement. Combined with Eleanor and Victoria, 89% support. Motion passes, Eleanor announced. The Amara Protocol is adopted. Wellington Industries stock dropped 70% in 30 seconds. Then something unexpected. Retail investors started buying. Small purchases. Thousands of them. Buy Wellington trending. Support companies that protect women. Stock recovered 50% in an hour. Marcus watches from Rikers. In the common room, 30 inmates watch the news. Marcus in the corner trying to hide. Yo, that's your baby, someone shouted. Look at them eyes. On screen, David's face in close-up. Those impossible heterochromatic eyes. Nah, Marcus lied. His cellmate, doing life for killing his boss after wage theft, laughed. DNA don't lie, rich boy. Your baby just destroyed everything you built. Marcus threw a punch. The guards took 40 minutes to arrive. Marcus lost 3 teeth and gained a new understanding of powerlessness. The implementation wave within. 48 hours, 147. Victims received compensation, 1,000 employees became shareholders, assault reporting app. 500,000 downloads, executive polygraphs, 12 failures. 12 firings other companies scrambled to copy. Amazon. The Bezos Protocol, a copycat. Apple, iProtect. Similar reforms. Google. Project Shield. Comprehensive changes. Congress called emergency session. David's Law introduced. Mandatory assault reporting, federal oversight. Criminal liability for cover-ups. The United Nations Address Day. 30s, Amara spoke at the UN. David on her hip. This child's eyes revealed what power tried to hide. Every company, every nation must ask, what are you hiding? These black stories, these touching stories aren't just mine. They're global, David gurgled at the assembly. His eyes caught the lights, blue and green, impossible and true. Standing ovation. 193 countries. Historic. Eleanor's final act day 45. Eleanor, now on morphine drip, called her last board meeting. I built an empire on my husband's ambition and my son's cruelty, she said, oxygen mask aside. My grandson's eyes showed me we built on sand. She signed papers with shaking hands. Complete transfer. All shares to the Amara David Trust. David Marcus Johnson Wellington will inherit a clean empire. His mother will build it. She held David one last time. His eyes, his grandfather's eyes, gazed at her with what looked like understanding. You're the Wellington who'll make us worthy. she whispered. She died at sunset. Smiling. The first quarter results new CEO James Rodriguez. Promoted janitor MIT graduate. Presented revenue up 45%, employee satisfaction. 99% zero assault reports. Stock price. Tripled awards. Most ethical company. Best workplace innovation leader. Turns out, Rodriguez said, treating humans as humans is profitable. In the audience, Amara held David, now 9 months old. He clapped his tiny hands at the applause. "Mama," he said clearly. His third word. On CNBC, Live. The market responded, Wellington Industries became the most valuable company in America. These life stories that reshape industries, that redefine power. Sometimes they're carried in the eyes of babies who never asked to be symbols, but become them anyway. Harrison Blake, watching from federal detention, made one last statement. "This is the end of capitalism." The prosecutor responded, "No, it's the beginning of conscious capitalism." Meanwhile, Amara Johnson Wellington, former maid, current billionaire, future Supreme Court Justice, though she didn't know it yet, sat at the head of the table where she once wasn't allowed to enter. David's eyes reflected in the polished wood, the future looking back at the past, unblinking. 1 year later, the reckoning, where Marcus's mahogany desk once stood, 17 women sat in a circle. Group therapy. Every Tuesday. In his former office, "I still can't sleep," Keisha whispered. 5 years later. "I see his face during intimacy," Destiny added. Amara held David on her lap, his heterochromatic eyes watching the women with unusual focus for a toddler. "Mama sad?" he asked, touching her face. "No, baby. Mama's healing." These real-life stories of justice include the parts nobody films, the nightmares, therapy bills, medication schedules. Victory doesn't erase violence. The trial. Day 247, Marcus entered court 30 pounds lighter, teeth missing, a swastika carved into his forehead by inmates who'd heard what he did to women of color. "Objection," his public defender shouted. "My client's appearance prejudices overruled," Judge Patricia Washington, a black woman, responded. "Your client created his reputation." Prosecutor Kim presented the final evidence, David's birth certificate. Father Marcus Wellington. The eyes made DNA testing redundant. "Every time this child looks in a mirror," Kim told the jury, "he sees his mother's strength and his father's shame. Those eyes, one blue like privilege, one green like money, will forever remind the world that power can't hide truth." The jury deliberated 12 minutes. Guilty. All 247 counts. Marcus screamed, "The eyes are fake!" David, in the gallery, looked directly at his father. Said his first sentence, "Bad man go bye-bye." The courtroom exploded. The headline wrote itself, "Sentencing Marcus Wellington," Judge Washington announced. "I sentence you to consecutive terms totaling 450 years. You'll die in prison. Your name will die with you. Your only legacy is the son you denied and the women you couldn't break." Marcus sobbed. Real tears. First time in his life from Rikers, he was transferred to ADX Florence, Supermax, solitary forever. His cellmate would be silence. His view would be concrete. His reality would be what he'd given others. Powerlessness, the transformation data within 2 years. The David effect had revolutionized. America legal changes, 247 executives convicted, nationwide 500 billion, recovered from hidden assault funds, mandatory minimums, 25 years for executive rape supreme. Court ruling. NDAs unconstitutional in assault cases. Corporate revolution S&P 500, 100%. Adopted Amara Protocol's executive assaults. Down. 73% service worker wages. Up 340% female CEOs. Increased 500% cultural earthquake. Maid became obsolete term. Replaced with facilities partner. Service uniforms eliminated. Everyone wears business casual executive bathrooms eliminated. Equality in everything. Harvard Business School required course. The Amara Revolution. The survivor network Fatima's sister, Aisha, became director of the Marcus Museum, every room displaying evidence of executive predation. "My sister died thinking nobody would believe her," Aisha told visiting school groups. Then a baby was born with impossible eyes. Those eyes said what Fatima couldn't. He did it. The museum's guest book filled with confessions. "I was raped by my CEO in 1987. Never. Told anyone until now. Seeing Marcus in chains gave me permission to speak. David's eyes freed us all. 7,000. Entries in year 1. Victoria's penance. Victoria. Wellington lived in the South Bronx now, $600 a month studio. She gave away everything, $3.2 billion. Worked at a rape crisis center, 15-hour. I was complicit, she told every interviewer. My designer clothes were bought with blood money. She visited Amara monthly. Not for forgiveness, for accountability. David's eyes haunt me, Victoria confessed. They're mirrors showing who I was. And who are you now? Amara asked. Someone trying to earn the right to look him in the eye. Amara's graduation, Harvard Law, summa cum laude, youngest ever. David, now 3, walked with her to receive the diploma. Mama smart. He announced to 5,000 graduates. Her thesis won the Pulitzer. When DNA Speaks, Genetic Justice in Post-Marcus America. Job offers flooded, Supreme Court clerk. UN Human Rights Council Attorney General. She chose differently, public defender. Specifically defending women who killed their rapists. The system failed them first, she told the Times. I won't fail them twice. David's understanding at 4. David asked the question Amara dreaded. Mama, why my eyes different? She knelt down, held his perfect face. Because you're special, baby. Your eyes told truth when words couldn't. What truth? That Mama doesn't lie. That bad people can't hide forever. That you're loved exactly as you are. He touched his reflection in the mirror. One blue eye. One green eye. I like them, he decided. They're mine. These black stories, these touching stories of children born from violence becoming symbols of justice, they shouldn't exist. But they do. And sometimes they change everything. The Wellington legacy, the company now led the world in ethical business. The old headquarters became free housing for assault survivors. The Wellington name, once synonymous with power, now meant protection. Marcus's billions built 10,000 shelters. His seized yachts became floating medical clinics. His private jets flew survivors to court dates. Everything he'd hoarded now healed. David would inherit an empire built on justice, not genocide. His eyes, impossible, beautiful, truthful, would watch it grow. 5 years later, the Congressional Hearing Attorney General Amara Johnson Wellington faced the Senate. David beside her, 9 years old, fidgeting with a Rubik's Cube. His heterochromatic eyes focused on the puzzle, not the cameras. My son doesn't understand yet, Amara testified, why people stare at his eyes. He just knows they're different, special, as he says. One day I'll explain how those eyes changed America. Behind them, a monitor showed Marcus Wellington, prisoner 78435, dying of pancreatic cancer in solitary. 30 pounds of tumor, 6 weeks to live. No visitors allowed. Judge's order. Does the defendant wish to make a statement? The senator asked. Marcus, via video link, skeletal and jaundiced. The eyes were real. First truth he'd ever told. Last words he'd ever speak. He died that night, alone. The prison cremated him. Nobody claimed the ashes. They sit in a cardboard box, evidence locker, 4752. Forgotten, the data of change. 5 years since David's birth, Town 847. Executives convicted, 2 suicides among the accused, cowards escapes. 500 billion redistributed executive assault rates. Down 94% service worker wages. Tripled workplace cameras. Mandatory, but statistics don't capture everything. Keisha Williams, Marcus's first victim, now runs a bakery. Her daughter plays with David sometimes. They don't discuss the past. Destiny Brown teaches kindergarten. Her students don't know their teacher was once suicidal. They just know Miss Brown gives the best hugs. Fatima's sister Aisha became a federal judge. She keeps David's photo on her desk. Those eyes remind her that truth wins eventually. Truth Industries. The Wellington building was demolished. In its place, a garden. Each flower planted by a survivor. 17,000 blooms. Marcus's office location specifically. A playground. Children laugh where women once cried. The company, renamed Truth Industries, worth $2 trillion now. Every employee owns equal shares. The janitor made $2 million last year. The CEO made $2.4 million, smallest pay gap on earth. David doesn't know he'll inherit billions. Amara hasn't told him. He thinks they're comfortable because Mama works hard, which is true. Victoria's ending. Victoria died in the South Bronx apartment. Heart failure. Her last words, I see them, David's eyes forgiving me. She left everything to victims. Her funeral had 3 attendees, Amara, David, and surprisingly, Marcus's mother Eleanor, who lived to 92 just to see justice done. She tried, Eleanor said simply. Too late, but she tried. David's present at 9. David is just a kid who likes Pokemon and soccer. Yes, his eyes are famous. Yes, his story changed laws, but he doesn't carry that weight. Amara made sure. Mama, he asked recently, will you tell me about my father someday? When you're ready, baby. Am I named after him? You're named after the king who slew a giant with just a stone. Your father was the giant. You were the stone. He smiled, not understanding but trusting. These real-life stories of childhood innocence preserving despite origins, they're the real victories. Your turn, you've read these black stories, these touching stories that sound impossible. These life stories happening in offices everywhere. Who serves your coffee? Who cleans your bathroom? Who do you not see? Marcus Wellington died alone, forgotten, his ashes unclaimed. Amara Johnson Wellington rewrote laws and rebuilt empires. David's eyes, one blue like winter, one green like spring, proved DNA doesn't lie. But this isn't just their story. It's happening now. In your building. In your silence. Comment below. What truth are you hiding? What injustice do you see? Who needs your voice? Share this. Someone needs to know they're believed. Subscribe. Because more Davids are being born. More eyes are revealing truth. More Amaras are rising. Remember, Marcus thought he was God until a baby opened its eyes. Power isn't what you take. It's what you can't hide. Truth has heterochromia. Justice has patience. And somewhere a maid is writing down everything you say. What color is your truth?